Hi friends, welcome back to another edition of our conversation. Today is episode 11. Yay! Episode 11 is not easy to shoot 11 videos of this year, and I want to congratulate you and congratulate myself for being here for these conversations up to the 11th episode. You're welcome. So as I had said, that I want to be solving daily challenges based on biblical wisdom. Today we are going to really tackle another challenge that we have got in this world, which is rock bottom. Rock bottom, guys. So if you know what I mean, go call your friend, call your friend, your neighbor, anyone that understands this topic of rock bottom or wants to hear anything about rock bottom, and we discuss. I'm Hosie. Let's come back and discuss. So what is rock bottom? Rock bottom is that feeling that you get that you don't have anything to lose. You know, there are some situations you've gone through and you feel like this is it. I don't even have anything to lose. You know? Or where you feel like you have really hit the bottom and you know, you are at the bottom, at the rock bottom. You can't go any further down. That is rock bottom. And very many times people want to come out of this rock bottom very fast, and that's not the purpose of rock bottom. You know, we have got very many problems in this world that no one has a manual on how to solve them. I wish we had a manual. Like when you get a problem, you're like, okay, let me go and check on how to solve this problem in this manual. But we don't have. And so we end up, you know, problems begin to come until we hit rock bottom. And today I want to discuss how to come from rock bottom and how to deal with your rock bottom, how to act, you know, while you are at rock bottom. Because the truth is that we are human beings. And as Christ promised us, that in this world there are very many challenges. In this world there are very many challenges, we shall face them. But be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. That's what Jesus says. So be of good cheer, that we shall overcome even this rock bottom. So if you're in rock bottom, and the rock bottom is in different, there are very many different types of rock bottoms. It could be financial. It could be homelessness. It could be like maybe your marriage is breaking. You feel like, you know, you don't have anything to lose in that marriage. It could be a divorce. It could actually even be a disease, you know, where the doctor has told you you have only 3 months left. It could be any type of rock bottomness. That's what I want us to discuss today and how to come out of it. But one thing I want us to remember, friends, that when you are at rock bottom, never forget that God is the one who has made the rock. So we shall overcome. Do not forget that God is there with you. So today I would like actually to discuss some of the gifts of rock bottom. You know, that feeling that I've already discussed very many times. Like even me, I've gone through it. There are instances where actually I think I've gone through it many times, where I've hit rock bottom and I feel like this is it. I don't have anything to lose. And to some people, their rock bottom is actually so bad that they feel like, you know, that feeling where you feel like even if I die today, I don't care. That is hitting rock bottom. And so some of the gifts of the rock bottom is that it stops your fall. You cannot go any further down. You've had that feeling, that saying of like the only way from rock bottom is up. Yeah, those are some of the gifts of rock bottom. It stops you from falling. Like you are no longer going to continue falling down. So you understand that now I've reached, so my only way is up. Another gift of rock bottom is it's usually painful enough to motivate you to change. You guys, when you're in rock bottom, when you're in that place where you feel there's too much pain, you are alone, you feel like you don't lose anything. In this time when you're at rock bottom, you don't actually talk to anyone. You're done. You're completely done. But it's usually painful enough to motivate you to change. You sit down and you're like, once I leave this place, once I leave this rock bottom, you feel like you are looking for other ways, different ways of coming out of this rock bottom. And that's one of that other second gift of rock bottom. Because many times you don't feel like changing if you haven't hit rock bottom yet. Another one is, it's a firm foundation that you can build on. It's already a rock, right? You've already hit the rock. So it's a firm foundation to build on, to start from, to think afresh, to think about yourself, to think about your worth, to think of what you can do. So it's another good foundation to build from, to start building from. And friends, the easiest way to get out of rock bottom is when you see it as a gift. You have to change your mind about the situation. You look at it as an opportunity. Like, why has God allowed me to be in this situation? Why have I hit rock bottom? That's the easiest way to come out of it than, being in a pity party. Why am I the only one facing this? Why is my rock bottom bigger than the other one? You just need to change your mind and look at it in a different way and a positive way. That's the easiest way to come out of rock bottom. And I've found out some acronyms for the word rock. Rock means removing obstacles consciously, knowing better is possible. You remove obstacles consciously. You already know your obstacles at rock bottom, but you're removing them this time knowing consciously that it's going to get better. Resilience, opportunity creates knowledge. Resilience, resilience and opportunity creates knowledge. Because when you're looking for the way out, you learn a lot of resilience, resilience in that kind of rock bottom. When you're feeling beaten, when you feel alone, when you feel like the world is, that's the end of it. You learn a lot of resilience. You learn how to live in your limits. If you are homeless, you learn how to live without a home. And that gives you a lot of knowledge. For us who have hit rock bottom in many ways, we know what we have learned from, and that's a lot of knowledge comes from that rock bottom. So it creates a lot of resilience. And another acronym for bottom I found out is being obedient, transforming thinking, open to miracles. You're being obedient, transforming your thinking, and you're open to miracles. Because when you've hit rock bottom, you have no other option than to have hope. Like you're going to get up. And how do you get up? You're expecting miracles from God. You're expecting something special. Yeah, that is rock bottom. That's how you need to see it. So, friends, how do we get out of this rock bottom? There are 3 things that I've found out. Ownership, understanding, and trust. That is out. Those are acronyms of out. How do we get out? Ownership, understanding, and trust. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a lady, clutch your pearls, because we're going to talk about some of the things that you really need to do while you're at rock bottom, what you need to do. One of it, the way I've said, is ownership. Ownership is owning the problem, owning it. You understand that you contributed to your situation. It's hard, I know. It's very hard to just accept it that you contributed to you being in the rock bottom. And that is number one step of owning it and coming out of this rock bottom. What is it that you denied? What is it that you resisted? What is it that you ignored? And what is it that you avoided that made you go to rock bottom? Don't point fingers at people. Begin within. Sometimes we take long to come out because we blame other people. We project it on other people. Like, I'm in rock bottom because of this person. I'm the way we are because of this, this person. I am homeless because maybe someone took my home. I'm jobless because maybe someone didn't give me a job. Do not project. Look at within. Look within. Start within and see how did you contribute to you being in the rock bottom. That is owning it. And friends, the ticket to rock bottom, one way if you want to really go to rock bottom, it starts with this cycle. It starts with, I hope it's going to come on the screen because I want us to see it. It starts with thinking, this cycle of thinking. You start with thinking, then it turns into an action. Action has feelings, emotions, and behavior. And then the behavior later turns into a habit. It becomes habitual. Then later, it becomes a character. Then later, destiny. Then the cycle goes on and goes on. Actions, you think, then you act, then it becomes a habit. If every time for you get angry, you have to curse, it becomes your habit, cursing. And then later it becomes your character, then your destiny. That is one ticket to rock bottom. If you keep repeating these kinds of things in the cycle, And then things like when you are at rock bottom, please avoid telling the story, telling the sad story, like you want the pity party. It is your story, you need to own it, yes. But you need to own it in a positive way. Tell your story in a positive way, how you came out of rock bottom or how you're working towards coming out of it. Because if you keep talking about how it is putting you down, how you feel bad, how you feel not privileged, it will actually put you deeper. More than you will go deeper in the rock, you will go deeper in the rock. So you need to own your story and tell it in a more positive way. And that way you are on your way up. So you need to own it. And you need to know that it is not happening to you. It is happening through you and for you. That is how God is great. Even in the rock bottom, He's doing it for you. The devil might have thrown you to rock bottom, but God uses that opportunity to help you think all these things that I've been talking about. It's happening through you and for you. It's happening to you, through you, and for you. If you take it, think about it, that is owning it, one of the things that helps you own it. Rock bottom tells you that there is something in your mind that needs to be adjusted. Something in your thinking, we said it starts with the thinking. So when you're at rock bottom, you need to understand that there is something in your mind that needs to start shifting and changing. The Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So rock bottom helps you know that you need to start renewing your mind about some things. And I talk about it very sad because rock bottom ain't pretty. It is such a very painful thing. You feel like your heart is caving in. You feel alone. Maybe to some people, they call it depression. To some people, for us, the adults, us who are in our mid-30s and above, it is real rock bottom. You call it rock bottom. You feel it at a certain level where you feel alone. You feel your family is not there with you. You feel no one is there for you. It is your time to learn something. And so you have to check your mind, check the way you think, and see, is there something I need to change? And my dear friends, there is a lot of things to change. When you're at rock bottom, that's when you mature. When you're at rock bottom, that's when you feel like you need to change and adjust some things. You need to change some friends. You need to change the environment. You need to change the way you see the world. Maybe that's the time you need to start thinking about your relationship with God. At rock bottom, it is very painful, but yet very enjoyable because you start building yourself up. After owning it, the second thing is to understand. Understanding, for me, I like to call it, get under the story and stand in the truth. You really get into the story. you sit down and ask yourself, how did I get here? You know? Then allow yourself to feel the guilt. Allow yourself to feel the shame. Allow yourself to be undermined, underlooked. You know, during that time of rock bottom, there are very many people who will underlook you. Actually, there are very many people who will start to think that you are not worth. You know, they start treating you like a nobody. So you need to understand that that is where you are and feel that shame, feel the pain. Allow the feelings to happen, you know. Then also the way I had said, how you ask yourself, how did I contribute to this? How did I get this level of being poor? How did I reach this level of being homeless? You know, how did I reach this level of having a bad marriage? You know, some of you feel like you are in a very bad marriage, but you can't even talk about it. Like you let go, you hit rock bottom. You don't have anything else to lose. You know, but you need to have time to think about it. How did I contribute to this? What did you avoid? Did you take that marriage for granted? Did you avoid some information? Did you ignore some advice? You know, what did you deny? What did you resist? There are some things you resist to make your marriage happy. Maybe to make that rock bottom you are in. You need to understand why you are there. And then you need to understand what you're learning from this rock bottom. Understand. Let the feelings come. Let the shame come. But above all, learn something. Because you can't be at rock bottom and you still want to resist and stay there. You know? And why am I saying this? There are very many people who will tell you, I'm at rock bottom. How do I come out of this? I've failed to come out of this addiction. I've failed to work on this marriage. You know what? Let me tell you this story. There was this farmer. The farmer had a dog. And the dog was always sleeping at the porch. But the preacher there's a preacher in that area who used to come and visit the farmer. But every time he would come, he would find that dog at the porch, sleeping there, whimpering. You know how dogs be whimpering, like it's in pain. Then he went to the farm and asked the farmer, every time I come here, I find that your dog at the porch, whimpering in pain. What could be the problem? Have you checked what it is? And the farmer was like, it's sleeping on the nail. And then the preacher was like, but why can't it get off if it's sleeping on a nail? And the farmer was like, if it hurts, it will move. The reason it's still there whimpering is because it hasn't felt the pain. So some of you might be feeling that you are at rock bottom, but maybe you haven't even reached yet. It hasn't hurt yet. That's why you are avoiding this information. That's why you are avoiding criticism. That's why you're avoiding, you know, things that can help you come out of rock bottom. You don't like advice. It hasn't hurt yet. Because when it hurts yet, you will look for anything else to come out of it. Don't be like that dog. Move. The third one is trust. Remember, I told you there are three. The third one is trust. You need to trust that all things are lessons God would have you learn. God cannot let you go through anything that you won't learn from. So you need to understand that even at rock bottom, God is doing something. That's how beautiful He is. He will always turn your pain into something, into a lesson, into something beautiful. So you need to trust that there is something that God is put there for you to learn from. You also need to understand that there's something going to grow, heal, stretch you into a better you. Something obviously is going to grow into you. You will grow. When you hit rock bottom, you have no option than to grow. You need to meet some of the people that have hit rock bottom. Growth, maturity is on another level. There are some things that don't even touch them anymore. They have grown because they've been stretched, you know, and they've become better people. They know how to treat people. They know they are the most compassionate people now. They don't just, you know, treat people anyhow because they know what it feels to be in rock bottom. Most people who are in rock bottom, when they come out and they get money, they are the people who become philanthropists. those people who really help the world. Because rock bottom stretches you. It makes you something, you know. I know I might talk about rock bottom and you feel envious. You feel like going to hit rock bottom. Please stay there. wait for your rock bottom. I'm not saying that everyone is going to hit rock bottom, but rock bottom for maturity and growth, the way the Bible promises us that we shall face troubles. Sometimes you need to go through it to heal, to grow and stretch. Then you also need to trust that everything is just as it needs to be in order for you to grow, to heal and to stretch and learn. Don't be looking at other people's rock bottoms and you're like, they are not deep enough like mine. Maybe they are deep more than mine. You are in your rock bottom for a purpose. You know? You need to know that you are in the right rock bottom. That's what God looked at and said, he or she will fit in this box of the rock bottom that that they are in right now. So, you know, be sure that you will heal from whatever rock bottom you are in right now. Take it as if it's yours and learn from it, please. Don't stay there. You can't build a house at rock bottom and stay there and be like, let me stay there now, things are bad, the world is bad, let me rest. No. Find a way of coming out of it. Another positive way of living in rock bottom is to ask yourself, what do I need to do to have peace in this situation? To accept it. Because you don't know how long this rock bottom is going. You don't know how long it's going to stretch. You know? The easiest way to maneuver around a rock bottom is finding peace in it. If you lost a job, if you lost a home, or if you have a certain disease, or if you lost a marriage, or maybe you're in a tough marriage, you need to find peace in it to see how am I going to navigate through this. Because if you're constantly fighting how to come out, you want to rush to come out of it, you are fighting, you might lose yourself, you know. And just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean that it won't happen or it can't. Just because you haven't seen the marriage better, just because you haven't seen the job, just because you haven't got your home back, maybe just because you haven't healed from that cancer yet, it doesn't mean that you won't heal. It doesn't mean that it won't happen. God is still out there doing miracles, you know. So you have to keep having hope and looking for the way to have peace. Rock bottom grows inner authority and confidence. Oh my God, you need to meet people who have grown in, who have hit rock bottom and are coming up. They have confidence, they have authority. Even me, that's how I came out of rock bottom. Some of the things I really am very confident in the way I express myself in some ways, because I know how it feels. And I have authority when I'm talking about it because I know what it is down there. And I think most of the people that give the best advice are people who have hit rock bottom, because we have authority and we have confidence. Please look at the beautiful things in that pit. Look at the beautiful things that you will learn from that rock bottom. You will be confident, I promise you. And as I had said, please do not build a house at rock bottom. Don't stay there. Have a vision of how you're going to come out of it. I hope we're having a good conversation. Sip some water and come back. So, the easiest way, the way I've summed up really how to come out of this rock bottom is, number one, tell the truth on it. The way I had said. Tell the truth. Let even people around you get to know that you've hit rock bottom. Don't be there lying. People are seeing things are not working out, but you just want to still lie that things are okay. Just be yourself. Be authentic. Accept what has happened and own it. Right? And number two is, let yourself feel the anger and the shame and the fear. That what I had said. Go through all that. The anger, the fear, the shame. Allow it to happen. Some people will mock you. Some people will feel, they will rejoice. You know, there are bad people out there. Very many bad people. It could even be your close people. Your siblings, your family. You know, the people you call friends. They are happy that you are at rock bottom, but accept it. It is very hard. And when I'm talking about it, I'm not saying it's easy to accept these things. And it doesn't mean that those things haven't happened. The things you're going through, accept the fear. Accept the things you're going through, because those are things that are hardening you. Accept the shame. Let the people talk, and say you are from grace to grass. It is okay. It is your rock bottom. But you know that the secret of rock bottom, the only way is up. The only way is up. You are only going to go up. You're not going to go down anymore. The third one is make a choice to get out of it instead of building a house on it. Make a choice. It has to all start from your mind. You can't be comfortable saying, I've hit rock bottom, so now let me stay there, let me have a pity party. No. Make a choice to come out of it. Follow the thing. You sit down and be like, how do I come out of this? The fourth one is trust the rock. Where you are is exactly where you need to be, and learn something. Trust the rock. The fifth one is take one step at a time. Don't be rushed to take the steps. Just take the steps forward and not backwards, the way I said. Don't be in a pity party. Don't be telling a sad story about your rock bottom all the time. Use that rock bottom stories to encourage other people who have not yet fallen into the hole. Oh my God, you need to meet some of us that have been at rock bottom. You need to have great conversations with us. You need to sit with us and see the wisdom we've got from rock bottom. You need to come to us and see the confidence. You see how free we are. You see some of the things we have cut off because of rock bottom. So take a step at a time. Don't be rushed. And also be patient with yourself. Don't beat yourself saying, I know I fell in here, I'm the reason why. Don't beat yourself. Be patient with yourself. Then the seventh one, be willing to do something different and new. Have a vision how to get out. You must have a vision. How are we going to get out of this problem? You start slowly by slowly working on it, and don't rush yourself. Don't care about what people will say, how long you've stayed in this rock bottom. Rock bottom is very painful, but it makes you come out strong, refined like gold. So ladies and gentlemen, this is all I have to say. But don't forget what the Bible says in John chapter 16 verse 33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble. But take heart. There is an exclamation mark. Take heart, my child. I have overcome the world. We give God the glory because you're not going to stay at rock bottom. Some people might want you to stay there and suffer. But the God that you will trust and the God you will meet at rock bottom is real. And He will help you come out very victorious because He has already overcome the world. I think that's all I had to say today. I had a lot of passion to talk about this because rock bottom is real. And there are very many people going through it. There are some people who are coming out of it. There are some people who are going into it as we talk. But be of great courage. God has already overcome the world. We shall also be overcomers. We are already overcomers, by the way. So, don't forget to subscribe, share, like. Comment in the comment section and tell me what you feel. Are you already at rock bottom? Send me a DM. Talk to me. I've told you I have experience of rock bottom and might give you an advice, one or two. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a great time. Have a great week. Ciao.